everybody, my name is Linda, I am from Germany, but at the moment I am on the west coast of Ireland in Connemara, approximately 2 hours away from Galway. And with me is Willie Leahy. He's the owner and leader of the world's oldest trail, the Connemara-Coast Trail. Hello Willie, how are you?
Linda, how are you?
Fine, thanks. So there are so many inquiries about the trails, therefore I would like to ask him any questions. When did you buy your first horse?
I was about 10 years of age.
How old were you? How old?
Was I?
Yeah.
Then?
Yeah.
10 years of age.
Oh, sorry. How much did it cost at that time?
£10.
10 pounds
Yeah.
a horse.
Yeah.
How many horses do you have now?
Oh, it's between 300 and 400, about 350 maybe more. Oh.
Is there anyone else who has between 300 and 400 horses? Unbelievable. How many sheep do you have?
A lot of sheep, about 1,500.
1,500 sheep? Crazy. What kind of breed are your horses?
Irish Hunters and Connemara's.
Yeah. And how did you get the idea to organize the trails, or what was your inspiration?
Quite simple. One morning in the month of May, I walked out the yard, and it was a lovely fine morning, and I had a stable full of horses after hunting for the winter. And I decided there had to be people in the world that wanted to ride, that just didn't want to fox hunt. And that was it.
And which one was the first trail?
The Connemara Trail about 42 years ago.
And why did you choose the names Connemara and Coast Trail and not another?
Because Connemara is so beautiful and so unspoiled,
Yeah.
and so real. It still is the same as it was 42 years ago.
And what exactly is the difference between both trails?
Very little. It's just that we oversee the sea more on one, and they're both reasonably similar.
Okay. And you offer a relaxed version of the Connemara Trail. What does this mean?
I offer that, but we don't do much of that because we find that if some of the people are not able for the full day, we can take them off and not do as much.
Is it always the same day which is off, or can the rider decide on his own?
The rider can decide on his own.
Yeah. And are there any other activities you can advise for that day?
You can walk, or you can fish, or you can golf, or you can rest.
And what do you think? How many riders rode the trail since you started 40 years ago?
I don't know, a lot of riders.
Are you the biggest Connemara breeder in the world?
Yes, I think so.
Are you proud of that?
I suppose so, I don't know.
Why are the Connemara so famous and special?
Because they're bred in Connemara and they have to use their head and their legs to be safe, and they have to jump over ditches and banks and bits of walls, and Connemara terrain is quite rough, so they have to be very intelligent.
And do you sell them in the whole world?
All over the world, yes.
And do you have riders who come back every year?
Yes, I have riders come back every year for years.
For years.
Yeah.
Tell us something about the trails. In which months do you start and when do you finish?
We start on the first week of May and we go on to the last week in September.
Okay. And how is the daily routine? When do you start in the morning? When do you have lunch?
We start, that varies a lot, but we start roughly around 11 o'clock and we finish roughly between 6 and 7.
Okay. And what about the meals, like lunch and dinner? Do we get them during the trail?
We have lunch on the trail, kind of midway, and then you stay in very good hotels and very good B&Bs, where it's very comfortable, and it's nice to have a nice place when you finish a long day riding.
So you can decide if you want to relax in a hotel or in a B&B. What happens with the luggage during the week? Do we have to carry it on our own?
No, we put that into the back of the Land Rover or into a minibus and take it to the next stop.
And do you know how many hours and kilometers we will ride during the week, approximately?
I know we ride about between 105 and 110 miles in the week. Approximately. I didn't make up how many hours. I should, but I didn't.
And where do we ride? In the forest or on the beach?
We varied from the mountains, the forest, and the beaches. And the old borings of long ago.
Yeah, and the day on the beach is the most
rare. People think that.
Yeah, and there are so many riders who ask me about the day on the beach and swimming with the horses. Can you tell us something about that wonderful day?
That wonderful day is usually very special for people because they do something that they never get a chance to do at home. And the beaches that we have are lovely and safe and big. And then we unsaddle the horses and they swim into the sea, which is something very different.
And they all can do this, all the horses, it's no problem.
All the horses can do it, yeah.
So, are there any restrictions of height, weight, age, riding experience, medical constitutions, or something else?
No, we have no restrictions because we have big horses for big people.
Yeah.
And we feel that it's unfair not to take them whatever size they are or whatever way they are.
Yeah.
And we accept and do the best we can for any problem that arises from any.
Yeah. And what's the weather like during the summer?
That's a very difficult question to answer. We have one thing in Ireland, it never gets too warm or never gets too cold. It's great for riding. So in actual fact we're very proud of that because we can ride all the time without it being too hot.
But they have to bring everything for rain and for sun.
Yes, rain and for sun. It could be either way. So you could be raining 1 hour and fine the next hour, or a bit of rain.
Okay. So Willie, at the end of our interview, do you want to say something to all the people who are interested to ride the trails?
I want to say that you all come and experience one of the greatest experiences you've ever done. And if it's not one of the greatest experiences you've ever done, you can have it free.
Oh, did you hear this? So Willie, thanks a lot for the lovely interview, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the trail.
Lovely, thank you.
So this was a short interview with the famous Irish horseman Willie Leahy. I hope that you enjoyed it. I did. And if you have more questions, don't hesitate to contact me, maybe on Facebook. And we think we will see you on one of the trails. And it is an unforgettable ride. I know that. And I can say it is not a ride, it is an adventure.